Before we leave for a demonstration ride, let's take a look at the Meyra Optimus 2 RS edition with a custom seat of the brand König. The RS edition has a black chassis with red parts and accents. At the back is an optional luggage case installed that can be turned sideways for easy access. Underneath the seat are the batteries installed with two optional WaveTech beat devices that always optimize the condition of the batteries. Let's look at the control module and turn it on. This module has 5 profiles with different speed characteristics. In each profile, the speed can be adjusted in 5 steps. Let's turn on the left turn signal. Then the right signal. Now turn on the lights. And the emergency flashes. When you hold this last button for 3 seconds, you go to the menu to adjust different things. Let's reset the trip distance and then go out of the menu. Now let's ride and notice that the speed is also indicated with a blue circle, and at the top you can see the battery level. This module with Bluetooth function is one of 3 model versions you can put on this chair. Okay. Now we are on our way to make a trip towards the domain between Antwerp and Brussels in Belgium, where they organize each year the famous international event Tomorrowland. In this domain you can do a lot of things like hiking, mountain bike rides, swimming and many more cool outdoor activities. We are riding towards the highest place of the domain called Trollenland with the famous Trollen Tower. At this point we are some 20 meters above the lowest point of the domain, which you will see later in this movie. The reason why we are here is because the terrain at this location is quite hilly and you can drive over steep slopes. As you can see, the chair has no trouble tackling the hills. Even soft or muddy surfaces pose no problem. A tip from myself: try to take a slope as straight as possible to prevent the wheels from slipping. We go for a last turn on this great location. But we must admit the surface is much steeper when you see it in real, and especially when you ride the wheelchair yourselves. Okay, let us leave this place and ride to another part of the domain where we can try out this wheelchair. We ride towards the lower part of the domain where a brand new circuit is built for skeeters and bicycles. This circuit has many steep hills, narrow straights, and in some places the track is very slanted on the sides. As you can see, there are also many steps incorporated that are difficult to see when you are sitting down in your wheelchair. This circuit is a great place to ride with your chair. So if you are in the neighborhood of this domain, it's certainly something you have to give it a try. You can find the location in the description underneath this movie. Here we ride on one of the many wooden bridges that are connecting the different places within the domain towards one of the many entrances. Especially during the weekends and when events are going on like Tomorrowland. This domain is a very popular place for young and old ones. Along the border of the local river we continue our trip and ride towards the ferry for people and cyclists. Because this part of the dike is restricted for those who take the ferry, a very narrow fence is placed to reduce the speed. And you can see the chair has no problem with taking tight corners. A little further we drive on a ramp from the dike downwards to the center of the city. We leave the city along the former road that connected Antwerp with Brussels and where you had to cross two bridges that had to be opened regularly for ships sailing to Brussels via the Sea Canal. This often led to enormous traffic jams, which are now avoided because a tunnel has been built under the waterways. Now only local traffic drives here, as well as many cyclists and other local road users. This version of the chair has a maximum speed of 15 km per hour and a maximum range of 70 km. When you drive at full speed, it is sometimes difficult to drive straight ahead. And at this speed you must always be able to swerve or stop for possible obstacles. That's why I always wear a lap belt so that I remain firmly in the seat in the event of a sudden movement or an emergency stop. In a steep descent like here, the speed is automatically limited to 15 km per hour. A little further on our trip, we drive along the dirt road around a local fortress. This fortress was built in 1908 as part of the defense line around the city of Antwerp during the First and Second World Wars. It has currently been transformed into a well-known museum that attracts hundreds of visitors every year. A little further ahead we enter another narrow road and crosses a small bridge. You will notice that the wheelchair has perfect suspension that easily handles all bumps. This very narrow and dirty pad with another typical bridge can be ride without any problems. The high thresholds of this bridge are no problem to drive on thanks to the large wheels with profile tires. In a darker pad of the forest, you can see I have turned on the lights and the optional LEDs. Before ending this compilation, I would to thank you for watching this video. For more information about this wheelchair, please visit Meyra.com. Also take a look at my other impressions about this type of wheelchair. I would appreciate it if you give this a like and follow my channel and write your reactions or questions in the comments section. See you at one of my other movies. Until then, and take care.